Punching! Two of the greatest punches in anime and manga history have clashed in several versus show before, but we're going to take it in a completely different direction.
With the... what did you say?
Election!
Jotaro Kujo, the live-action Diamond is Unbreakable past Jojo.
And Kenshiro, the live-action Fist of the North Star.
He's not a wizardo, and I'm not Boomstick.
And it's John analyze their weapons, armors, and skills to find out whether or not it's the work of an enemy stand. While his live-action backstory isn't elaborated on and whether he's ever been heard of, all he diver is up for a debate, it's undeniable that Jotaro Kujo, nephew of Josuke Josuke Higashitoka, remains as one of the strongest stand users in the world.
For those unaware, a stand is, for all intents and purposes, just a magical guardian angel you can use to perform assault on random people without being charged for breaking the law.
And Jotaro's stand is one of the coolest. It's known as Star Platinum!
Star Platinum is a big, half-naked purple man, and I know in describing it that way, all you Thanos fanboys are getting wet.
Star Platinum is known for essentially one thing. Things are punching. A lot.
And it's damn good at it. Star Platinum has shown the capacity to match the strength and speed of Shining Diamond, and beat the crap out of water. And that's pretty much it.
Don't let that fool you, because water is a strong-ass mofo. Have you heard of a tidal wave?
Does that look like a tidal wave to you?
I mean, you can't prove it isn't a tidal wave.
Star Platinum's most impressive showings include being able to react quicker than Josuke's Shining Diamond, effortlessly blocking Shining Diamond, and punching water.
So how strong is Shining Diamond? On the Mohs hardness scale, Diamond has been given a full rating of 10.
What does it have to do with...
What this means is that Diamond is nearly impossible to visually scratch with another mineral. Now keep in mind that this doesn't mean it's difficult to break, just that visibly scratching it is incredibly difficult. Do not let this trick you into thinking diamonds are hard to actively break, or that they're unbreakable.
That is all irrelevant information.
Diamond also has a density of 3.51 grams per cubic centimeter, which is higher than the graphite form of carbon. Diamond does have cleave lines that are easily predictable. Based on Diamond's shape, that would allow you to break them easier.
Why do you know this?
Because I need to be ready for when Steve returns! I won't allow him to grief my server again!
You have a server?
Yeah, Simon.
He's your butler.
No, he serves me my food! He's my father who's my server!
Anyway, Josuke's Shining Diamond is strong enough to easily break through a wall. Based on scaling the size of this hole to Jotaro's actor Yusuke Iseya, we can assume this hole is roughly 290 centimeters wide, 4 centimeters thick, and 343 centimeters tall. This would require a force of 0.02 tons of TNT, or over 86 million joules.
More impressively is when he caused the violent explosion of rock. Even assuming a low end for size and violent fragmentation rate, this would require 69,006,900 joules of force. But with the high end of violent rock fragmentation, that would make it 121,200,000 joules. That's a lot of force.
He's even fast enough to block the attacks from these little Japanese soldier boys. There's 2 ways to go with this. Basing it off what the manga and anime has stated and shown, and making assumptions.
Using arse onions, we'll say that these soldiers are using the guns with the slowest muzzle velocities used by the Japanese military. The German Heckler & Koch HK-47 battle rifle, the muzzle velocity of 709 meters per second.
Or basing it off what they're supposed to have rifle caliber 5.56mm M16s, or as normal people call it, the M16, with a muzzle velocity of 960 meters per second. Assuming these guys are 5 meters away from Shining Diamond, which they're not, but let's just say they are, he'd have 0.007 seconds to react and block. And with the M16, he'd have 0.005 seconds to react and block.
If we assume he only ever moves 1 inch in that time to block, which he doesn't, but let's just say he does, he'd be moving at a minimum 3.6 meters per second and a maximum of 5 meters per second. But obviously that's not right. If we look at the distance he moves, he clearly moves for 3 million tigers worth of distance.
Let's say instead of 1 inch, he moves 1 foot per block. 1 foot, no more and no less, which would require him to move at over 60 meters per second. Of course, that's only blocking one bullets, and ignoring how he did this bullet out blocking shit!
How much faster and stronger is Star Platinum? Ask the structure. Well, in this scene, the 2 of them are roughly 86 centimeters away from each other. We assume Shining Diamond punched at its quickest, Jojo would have had 0.01 seconds to block the attack. And he did. Casually. Like twice.
In this instance, To move that distance, assuming it's only the length of a human arm and not some super extended arm, in the time it'd take for Shining Diamond to hit, Star Platinum would have to move at over 762 meters per second.
That's incredible! But that's not all he can do. Jotaro himself isn't special, but he is special because he's fast enough to dodge an attack from Angulo's stand. But he was able to react to an attack on Josuke, faster than Josuke's stand could activate and block the attack.
And in doing so, he also showed that he can freeze time, something he does several times. In fact, here he freezes time for what in his perspective would be 8 seconds before time unfroze, meaning that once he freezes time, he has 8 seconds of his own perception to perform attacks. Attacks like this.
Which works!
But his biggest advantage is his ability to use a weapon nobody can see. For you see!
Well, actually, I don't.
Well, I mean you do, because it's on screen.
Yeah, but so am I. If I'm on screen, then it's not on screen, which means I can't see it.
What?
I don't know.
Anyway,
You asked me.
Anyway,
I asked you.
Star Platinum is actually invisible.
No. He's not. I can see him right there.
In universe, Star Platinum is invisible to non-stand users!
And how come I can see your enemy stand?
What?
See, I can see a mic stand.
Ah!
And that's why you don't mess with Jotaro. While his body may be weak, Star Platinum will make sure you regret ever crossing this old season Jotaro. Jojo. The Jojos. The Bizarre Adventure people.
Long ago, before shit went down, the martial arts schools of North Star and Southern Cross maintained balance. Until the Southern Cross became assholes and took control of everything, killing the last master of the North Star and reigning with chaos.
Lord Shin broke the ancient writings, becoming the strongest man alive when he executed What's-His-Face. He finger poked that last student of the North Star into submission and stole his girl. What a dick!
But he made the mistake of leaving that student alive, and it eventually bit him. Because that very student was Kenshiro.
The live-action version. Kenshiro is the last practitioner of the martial arts of the North Star, which definitely isn't Hokuto Shinken. What, are you stupid? After traveling alone and beating the crap out of some people, he met a guy that he didn't beat the crap out of, and beat the crap out of some other people before reuniting with his old friend Shin. And he beat the crap out of him too!
To accomplish this, Kenshiro needed some impressive physical abilities, and he certainly has them in spades.
Well, what are we waiting for? Get them out of the spade and into Kenshiro! Let's start with his incredible physical strength. That's in him.
He's strong enough to kick open a door and disfigure a man's face, punch a guy in the back so hard their ribcage freakishly stretched out in front of them, put teeny tiny dents in a car, and even karate chopped a gun in half, which would take an absolute minimum of 275.8 newtons of force.
Child's play, bumstick! He later karate chopped this chain in half, which would take up to 125 kilonewtons.
He also crushed this giant stone with his biceps. Now whether or not this counts as fragmentation or pulverization doesn't matter!
Not exactly. This is Kenshiro, not just some piece of shit anime virgin. This is a total chad.
It's Chad, not Wiz.
What does a landlocked country in North Central Africa have to do with Kenshiro?
Scaled to his torso, we can assume this stone to have required 231,327 joules to pulverize. That's incredible.
This man of a beast didn't even punch it in that case. He literally just flexed his muscles.
And when you consider his speed, well, he has no feats.
Oh my god!
Like, yeah, you could say he might be at peak human level, but the most impressive feat in this film is Jackal stopping a guillotine, which using the average height of guillotines and average blade jaw speeds would take 3.8 meters per second speed movement.
Well, let's be fair and say he's at peak human levels. But what's certainly above peak human is his durability. He survived a nut stomp from Lord Shin, and surviving a technique that causes tiny little body explosions that kill people.
Kenshiro is more than just power though. He's a highly skilled martial artist, taking out hordes of goons, even after being slammed through a window by Big Van Vader.
Darth Vader?
No.
He took 3 people down with 1 crescent kick. Effortlessly took out Lord Shin, only having trouble when Shin attacked him emotionally, and even punched him so hard that he hurt Lord Shin without touching him.
I don't think filmmaking incompetence counts as a feat.
We watched the entire, well, just me, Killer Tomato series and include things from the films.
And
if we didn't include filmmaking incompetence, they literally had no analysis.
Fair enough.
Kenshiro has the mystical art of Hokuto Shinken. Except it's never called that. He just has magic powers. And of course, they include the most important of his skills.
He has the Hyakuretsu Ken.
Is that the one where he adds people a lot?
Well, alright, I need some context for this. Anime Star Platinum. Live action Star Platinum. Anime Dio. Live action Dio.
Hey, holy diver!
Anime Kenshiro. And live action Kenshiro.
That might be the saddest thing I've ever seen. And I've only seen 1 millisecond of the Smosh movie.
But hey, it still works to kill people. But given how so he performs it, someone really has to be too lazy to try and move to be affected.
Kenshiro has managed to easily take down Lord Shit, slaughtered every goon in his way, and even kicked Lord Shit's shit so hard, their shits made lightning.
However, he's not exactly what you'd call perfect. Really, he's just a normal guy with super restricted durability and some decent martial arts.
So why wasn't that line the analysis?
No.
But, regardless, don't mess with Kenshiro. Cause do you really want to fight a guy built like that?
What are you trying to do, tickle me to death? Don't turn your back on me!
You're already dead.
Alright, the enemy stands already in the Hokuto Shenkin is said. Let's end this debate! For all in one, for all once!
It's time for death battle! お前はもう死んでる。
Stop that dog! Ah, shit! Fuck! My back! Anyway.
My Hokuto Shinken is invincible.
Alright then. Stop Platinum!
Yeah, I'm already here.
I'm playing the very good role in this fight. Platinum! Anything! What? Don't think my helping you deal with that embarrassment give you a chance, or that you have a head on a bus stick. I will rabbit tap your nip-nips into submission. Platinum!
Sup, boss?
Wait, why is he a sprite?
I want you to beat you. Alright.
Alright,
Oh, yes!
my turn.
Giant bleh! But wait! I thought Kenshiro could damage the country level Jagi and wipe people from existence with Muso Tensei! Or are we not using manga Kenshiro?
This battle wasn't exactly what you'd call fair.
Yeah, like half the season!
Now yes, if Jotaro tried to take on Kenshiro in a one-on-one fight, he'd get creamed, but obviously you can't use Jotaro without his stand.
Which does not count as outside help, as stands on the manifestation of a person's life energy physically generated by the owner. To say it's outside help is like saying a semblance from Ruby or Nen from Hunter x Hunter is outside help. They're all just manifestations of a character's one soul. Their soul. which just manifests as a separate physical entity. It's part of their soul, people!
And let's just say that live-action Star Platinum is significantly stronger than live-action Kenshiro.
Let's not forget, Star Platinum easily smacked away a punch from Shining Diamond. Comparing his beats with Kenshiro, we have a low-balled Shining Diamond at 69 million joules striking strength, and a high-balled Kenshiro with 231,327 joules. And one of those is punching, while the other one is just flexing. So we also have to assume Kenshiro can punch that power.
And if you want to say Josuke wasn't punching at full force against Jotaro, even 1/100th of Shining Diamond's attack force is nearly 3 times Kenshiro's high ball.
Not to mention speed. Jotaro scales to a stand that can block gunfire from M16s, while Kenshiro has pretty much no speed beats at all. We could say his casual punching speed matches the fastest punch ever thrown, but even that doesn't match the speed of Shining Diamond. Well, Star Platinum clearly does.
That's not to say Kenshiro is totally outmatched. He's significantly more skilled and has more experience, at least based on what they've accomplished on screen. It wouldn't be fair to say Jotaro has all the experience of his manga or anime counterparts, as any reference to Stardust Crusaders isn't in the film.
But all we said is that Star Platinum physically outclasses Kenshiro. That's not mentioning two important things, Time Freeze and Shinken Hokuto.
Unlike the real Kenshiro, this guy can't kill you with a simple touch. At best, he can kill you with a million tiny taps. And at worst, he can take you out with 3 or 4 punches like any normal person.
Meanwhile, Jotaro can freeze time for 8 seconds, giving him more than enough time to lay a smackdown on Kenshiro and crush him like he's nothing. This was barely a contest, honestly.
In the end, Kenshiro couldn't even get started against his platinum level opponent.
The winner is Jotaro Gojo and Star Platinum!
Next time on Not That Battle!
Your Majesty, Link seized the island of Korodai.
Oh, what a trick, my boy.
Well, excuse me.
This ship